From an early age, we're taught it's important to win. Winners are celebrated. Winners are granted respect. It's fun to win, and we're encouraged to win. But something is missing, and that's most of the time we lose. But we're not taught how to handle a win, nor how to handle a loss. So today, I'm going to discuss what is a bad winner and a sore loser. What makes someone a good winner and a good loser? Why are so many people sore losers? What contributes to a lack of discipline, and tips on how to lose gracefully. So let me get right into it. Let me start by describing a bad winner. That's someone who's inconsiderate of other people's feelings after they've won. And this can include both intentionally as well as unintentionally hurting others' feelings due to a lack of awareness of how their actions are affecting others. A sore loser is someone who complains or blames others for their loss, and they display poor sportsmanship. So, what constitutes a good winner and a good loser? Well, a good winner is someone who wins a competition while maintaining courtesy and respect for their opposition and refrains from excessive shit-talking. Now, during the competition, that's one thing. But after, you don't need to rub your win into the person who didn't win. A good loser accepts the loss in a way that shows respect for oneself. In a team sport, both teams or your opposition, the coaches, and all of the other people involved. A good loser is a person who will put aside their ego to understand and appreciate what can be learned from the loss and how to use this new information to win in the future. It's important to learn how to be grateful for the opportunity to learn rather than taking that victim mentality. So why are so many people sore losers? Well, oftentimes sore losers are generally not corrected when they're kids because they're unable to control themselves after every game that's lost. They'll have a little temper tantrum. This leads to a lack of discipline. Okay, so what are some factors that affect a lack of discipline? Well, this can start with some low self-esteem. People with low self-esteem already spend a lot of time each day criticizing themselves, so they already lack confidence. Often you'll find that sore losers ultimately doubt themselves. They see themselves as inadequate, underappreciated, and undervalued, and in turn they tend to try and overcompensate. When they do overcompensate, they can be unreasonable, and that can make them irrational and unapproachable. There's also envy. There are those that won't be happy with you winning, regardless if it's a small win or a big win. They will likely find ways to sabotage your efforts if it means they will lose. A sore loser does not care about the consequences, and they ultimately don't care about your friendship. There's also a lack of accountability. They never hold themselves accountable, so a sore loser blames everyone but themselves for their failures. To them, no failure is too small for projection. They never accept defeat. They never see how it was their own wrongdoing that caused their fall. All they know is that you are the object of their rage because you are standing right in front of them with something that should be theirs, which is a victory. Now, it can also put a strain on your friendship when you have this lack of discipline. Having a sore loser for a friend is rather unhealthy. If you find yourself dreading meeting them or telling them any news and you're afraid of how they'll react or respond, you hold that information back. This anxiety is especially prevalent if you're succeeding in an area that they're not, or that you're advancing towards something that they've been trying to achieve for a long time. Again, they get very jealous and they hold that against you. Not being able to exercise discipline doesn't usually end well, because a sore loser never masks their disgust or disappointment. They let it be known just how upset they are. And to alleviate the stress of feeling like a total loser, they will attempt to demean opponents through insult tactics or cheap remarks that they know full well will hit home with that person. So I want to give you some tips on how to lose gracefully. So think of it as how to lose 101. Well, first of all, no one likes to lose. Failure hurts. And the term loser, and I'm putting this in quotations, is a loaded term, especially these days. The good news is that every loss offers an opportunity for learning. So tips on how to lose. Be a good sport. As kids, We're told to congratulate our opponents after a loss. As adults, sometimes we forget. It's important to be professional. Remember, this is part of competing. We don't always win. Even if you don't feel like cheering, smile, as just smiling can help you feel a little bit more positive rather than staying upset. Recall how you felt when you won and other people from the opposing team or opposition congratulated you. Regardless if you win or lose, be professional. Be a class act. But it's okay to be disappointed, so give yourself some space. So whether it's losing after months of training or not being chosen for a key project at work, it's okay to feel disappointed. Anytime you fall short of a goal you've been working toward for a long time, it can be hard to control your emotions. So it can be helpful to cool down by getting away from people and clearing your head by just taking a walk. Allow yourself to be disappointed. These are your feelings, but also take ownership. So it's normal to be disappointed, and it's important to process those feelings, but you just have to be able to do so in a healthy way. And in order to do that, remind yourself that a loss doesn't have to be the end of the story. It's important to stay growth-minded. That's a key factor in being a good loser. Those with a fixed mindset will focus on a final score and think that talent and intelligence are static. But growth-minded people believe that effort can lead to mastery. The great losers are the people who are able to recognize that a loss is just one step in a process, but it doesn't need to be the last step. So instead of beating yourself up, focus on being as objective as possible. Set aside your ego to build an honest picture of the reasons for your loss to do better in the future. By taking time to reflect, write down, 3 things that went well, and then 3 things that didn't go well according to plan, so you can plan accordingly next time. So consider each loss a stepping stone, getting you to where you want to go. But make a plan. Based on your reflections, create a tangible action plan to improve. This can help you make you feel motivated rather than crushed by the failure. But come up with small, realistic goals to start engaging in that growth mindset right away. The more you hit the small goals that you set, the likelier you are to feel confident and prepared the next time you compete. It's also important to keep perspective. Just inching toward a goal is a victory in itself. Don't get hung up on always winning. In any competition, there's always a winner and a loser. Entering into an arena in which you put yourself on the line to try to succeed, you're aware of the fact that the end may not come out in your favor. The competition may involve one in which your physical or mental abilities are put to the test. Now, if you're a good sport in such a battle of strength, you will realize that you were outplayed. If you're a sore loser, you will blame factors external to yourself, such as an unfair judge. Put exaggerated thoughts in their place. The pain of losing can lead to exaggerated thoughts. The key is not to focus on those thoughts as absolute truths. Now, pain and disappointment are not unique to people. Remembering this during times of loss helps curb the loneliness and isolation. So you're not alone. You're not the first person to lose. You won't be the last person to lose. And it can be easier to get through emotional pain if someone aims to grow from it rather than merely survive it. Also check for untrue thoughts. When we're disappointed, we sometimes have untrue thoughts that intensify our painful feelings. So as an example, you might think, I've let other people down, no one will be proud of me, all my effort was for nothing, I've got nothing else in my life, I'm never gonna recover from this, I'll be haunted by it forever, I screw up everything I do, the list goes on and on. Well, understand that these are exaggerated thoughts that are part of the response to feeling very hurt. And remember, having a thought doesn't make it true. A particular performance doesn't sum up everything about you. And then sometimes you just need to chalk it up to it was a bad day. Or there were elements outside of your control, accept that and move on. Don't dwell on it. Think of it also as a muscle. By practicing perseverance, training your losing muscle can help a lot in the long run. Train yourself to handle rejection. You can find success through rejection. And sometimes you can't do it on your own, so it's okay to seek support. It's okay to have time on your own, but at some point, avoid isolating yourself and connect with family, friends, teammates, coaches, mental game coaches. They're the ones that get you through the tough days to stay positive and get back on track. Avoid taking them for granted by acknowledging their support. Express your gratitude that they have your back. It can also help keeping a daily gratitude journal or some type of ritual that can help you improve your sense of well-being. I hope you've learned something from this video, and if so, please give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment below of what resonated with you. I also have another video I want you to watch. It's called Dealing with the Fear of Failure. And if you've not subscribed to the channel, please do so. If you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, please comment below. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, everybody. Take care, and remember to keep your mental game on.